Yo, what's good? What's good? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. So, yes, indeed, it is another one out there. Hopefully, everybody's doing good. Whether you're live with me on the playback, it doesn't matter. We're going to be here. This is the bottom line. Hold on. Yep, right here.
And that, my friends, is the bottom line.
Yes, shout out to all my subscribers out there. Mad love to you guys. And listen, look, it is what it is, man. So we have a famous football player, you know what I'm saying, Tyreek Hill, that just recently got arrested doing a traffic stop of all things. And the thing of this is, it was a lot of over aggression and things like that, dude, from the officers. And these officers were actually very hostile, just in their tone alone, let alone being physical and things like that. Oh, for a traffic stop. And the thing of this is, it's leaving everybody wondering why he was even pulled over in the first place and things like that. We're all trying to figure it out. He did a small press conference before the game, I think, on that particular Sunday. So listen, look, I got a little something here at first. So, okay, Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill was handcuffed outside Miami Hard Rock Stadium just hours before the Dolphins kickoff. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Just hours before, you know what I'm saying, this previous Sunday, things like that. And yeah, man, of course, a shout out to them. They still won the game. Shout out to Miami. Okay. Yes. Shout out to Miami. They still won the game. Hold on. I got a mismatch here. So my thing here is that when you are getting pulled over for a damn traffic stop, you don't expect to, be truly just ripped out of your vehicle and harassed like that. Now, this is crazy here. We're going to go here now and we're going to check some things out. Okay. First off, we're going to go to Tyreek's press conference, what he did right before the game. And then we're going to go to other footage. I got footage of him with him and his lawyer on the news segment talking. I have other footage that I'm going to use from Brother Anton Daniels and also Brother Stephen A. Smith and other avenues. We're also going to hear from a sheriff that is going to give his critique on the treatment of Mr. Hill and the way that he was treated being arrested. So we're going to go here now and we're going to kick this thing off. Give me a second. Let me get my footage together. We're going to go right here. Let's go here now. And let's hear what Tyreek had to say during the press conference right before the game. Okay.
Right now, so I've been trying to figure that out too. Man. Right now, I'm still trying to put it all together. So I'm not going to give you a version that I still don't know what happened.
Why do you believe the police put you in handcuffs?
I have no idea, for real. No idea, man. It's crazy. No idea. It wasn't disrespectful, because my mom didn't raise me that way. Didn't cuss. Didn't do none of that.
I guess the police officer was put on administrative leave. Were you aware of that?
Nah, I wasn't. I should tell you everything you need to know then. What if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? Lord knows, like, what that guy or guys would have did. You feel me? And I was just making sure that, I was doing what my uncle always told me to do whenever you in a situation like that. Just listen. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Just listen. So, got to be careful, man.
Did an officer put hands on you when you were in handcuffs?
Yeah.
What was going through your head during that moment?
So yes, he's up there sweating. Shout out to Tyreek though. Yeah, man, this is crazy right here. So yeah, he doesn't even have a full grasp on the reason why he was arrested for a simple traffic stop, because that's what this was. and things like that. It's a lot of footage that I've got to show you. I'm also going to show you the body cam footage. Let's finish here.
I don't know. I was thinking about something else. What was I thinking about? I was thinking about going for like 150 today, for real. I was on the way. I was like, man, I'm finna go crazy today, man. You feel me? Then all that happened, and I'm like, hold on, this happening? So it happened. It happened so fast that it caught me off guard. You feel me? Because I'm like, dang, they really doing this.
Yeah, they were really doing it. They were really doing it. And it's a sad state of affairs to be in right there, especially as a professional football player, right before you reach your job and things like that. These cops are pulling up behind you. And I'm talking about, from what I've seen in the footage, it's multiple cops. And I'm like, okay, this is a simple traffic stop, right? So why do you need multiple cops? I've never been pulled over by 4 or 5 police officers for just one traffic stop. That doesn't even make sense. So, okay, we're going to go here next. I think I want to go to right here. Let's see what him and the lawyer had to sit down and say. They was on a news broadcast and things like that. Let's go here next, and we're gonna chop this up too as well. It's always quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Breaking news for you tonight is that Miami-Dade County Police have just released this dramatic new body cam footage of the NFL star Tyreek Hill as he was pulled from his car and placed in handcuffs yesterday.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Damn! What part of Dallas doing this now? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? I'm getting out, you understand? How will you want?
And just a few moments later, this happened.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we go there. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro. Back up. Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew.
I want to get straight to the source tonight with the man in that video, NFL star Tyreek Hill, and also his attorney, Julius Collins, joined me tonight. Thank you both so much for being here. I mean, Tyreek, obviously, watching that video, just when you watched it back for the first time, tell me what was going through your mind in those moments?
Man, for real, you know, I was shocked, man. Like, it's crazy because it all happened so fast, man. But like, for me, man, like, it just all happened so fast, and I really couldn't like gather everything that was happening. So it was crazy, you know. And me being a father, me being a husband, and all that, man, I would just put myself in that situation. Like, hey, I gotta be smart. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wasn't on that kind of energy. Like, I was chilling. Like, I was following rules. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't moving fast because, you know, I got injuries. You feel me? I got things that I go through. I play a physical sport. I've been doing this for a moment now, man. So I'm dealing with some stuff. So I guess the officers, they felt like I wasn't doing it on their timing, but I was doing it. But, you know, man, I'm still kind of shell shocked from it, man. Like, yeah. I'm embarrassed, you know, but.
Well, and when you watch it,
here we are.
Can you tell us what happened with the moment with, you didn't see it there in the video, but you're in the car, they're yelling at you to roll your window down. What was happening there?
You know what? When the officer came up and knocked on my window, I let my window down, cooperated, gave him my ID, and then I immediately let up my window. And then after that, I let back up my window, and then he came back to the window and was like, "Let your window down now. Let your window down now." And then I let.
Okay, now I do want to say this for the moment right here. Okay, this is the thing here. When the officer walks up to your window and after pulling you over, they're going to ask you to let the window down. You let it down. You give them your proper information, things like that. You do not let that window back up. Okay, you do not let that window back up. No. That's immediately going to signal to the officer that you're not trying to comply, that you're trying to provide a barrier between them and you. That's what that says. Now, he definitely on that aspect right there, Tyreek should not let that window back up. Sorry. No.
Let it down. that's when he said, if you don't let your window down, I'm going to snatch you out the car. I was like, sir, my window is down. Like, what do you want? I'm not trying to cause a scene because, A, if I let my window down, like people walking by, driving by, they're going to notice that it's me and they're going to start taking pictures. And I didn't want to create a scene at all. Like, I just really wanted to get the ticket and then just go on about my way and then just, just have a great Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Because really, like, I really could have just kept going to the stadium, but I really just pulled to the side, just chilling. Because I was that close to the stadium. Like, I was that close to, like, our entry level I was that close to the players' entry level. And then from that moment, the guy came from the back. He was like, hey, get out. He was like, hey, I'm about to snatch you out the car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then it just all unfolded from there. Because I was going to get out my car. You know what I'm saying? Because they told me to get out. Because I was getting out my car, but the way that my car made is like a dip inside of McLaren 720S.
Well,
so
it happened so quickly. I mean, it's like right after they direct you to open the door. It's like seconds later when you open it, and then you're pulled from the car. And I saw that you said if you weren't Tyreek Hill, that you feared this could have ended a lot differently. What do you think could have happened?
Yeah, like, so the crazy part about it is I hate talking like this, man, but because I have a kid fan base. But the reality of it is, it's the truth. If I wasn't Tyreek Hill, worst case scenario, we would have had a different article, Tyreek Hill, got shot in front of Hard Rock Stadium, or that's worst case scenario, or Tyreek Hill, put in handcuffs and taken in and booked, but it's crazy that, me and my family had to go through this, so.
Yeah. Julius, we heard from the president of the South Florida Police Benevolent Association, basically the union that represents them. And they said, and I'm quoting him, they claim that your client was not immediately cooperative with the officers on the scene who, pursuant to policy and for their immediate safety, placed him in handcuffs. They said he was uncooperative, refused to sit on the ground, and was redirected to the ground. And that once it was sorted out within a few minutes, he was issued 2 traffic citations and was free to leave. I mean, when you look at the video, is that how you would describe what happened?
Absolutely not. From what we know, and they sent us a zip file with just about 5 or 6 body cam videos. The officer who we believe is now possibly on leave, that's the officer that you saw snatching Tyreek out of the vehicle, right? That was the most aggressive person. The person that Tyreek spoke with, who originally came to the car, he wasn't aggressive by any means. It was the other guy that came in that got super aggressive with Tyreek about the window. I think he even said, we'll break this freaking glass if we need to. And then he just snatches him out of the car. I want to say it looked like he opened up the door for Tyreek. Mm-hmm. And another portion is Tyreek actually put on his seatbelt. There's another body cam showing Tyreek putting on his seatbelt. So along with that, he's calling Miami Dolphins security to let him know what's going on. So that's the delay that they're talking about. He's taking off his seatbelt and he's getting Drew Brooks on the phone from the Miami Dolphins. And then you see him getting snatched out of a car. Like you said, he's driving a McLaren. It's a dip in it. And he just had some repairs done on his knee. He can't jump out immediately. If you saw, also, he put up his hands to show that he didn't have a firearm. He wasn't a threat and that he was complying with officers. I mean, as far as the statement goes, though, from the police union, I think the video contradicts everything that they're saying, even down to the notion that he refused to sit down. He actually told the guy, hold on, I'm going to sit. I just had surgery. And that's when that same officer who snatched him out of the car, that threw him down to the ground, that placed his knee in his back, then grabs him in like some kind of chokehold and drags him down to the ground. The video even goes further where you see him put his hand on Tyreek's throat. So that's what the police union didn't state in their statement. Yeah. So the video contradicts it.
And I should note that they said that they released the video to keep the public informed, that one of the officers involved was placed on administrative duty as all this is being investigated. Tyreek, just before you go, you just tweeted a moment ago, you said, let's make a change. What did you mean by that?
Right. So I'm a good old country boy from South Georgia, man. Like, I'm not a big believer in dividing people. You know, I don't believe in all that, man. I believe in bringing people together. because that's my purpose in life. I do football camps all across the world, man, trying to bring different people together, different kids, different parents, you know, because we in this together, baby. Like, we on this earth together. We got to live together. So when I say let's make a change, let's do it together. So Miami PD, really all officers across the world, man, because one officer doesn't, you know what I'm saying, like, make the whole group look bad. Like, everybody has bad apples, you know what I'm saying? Every team has bad apples. It's my job to use my platform and my resources, so that way I'm able to align, you know, with, you know, these, you know, different stations. So that's what I mean when I say let's make a change. Like, because we done tried it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done protest. We even took a knee. You know, we done did walks. Like, so what's next? So right now, me and my wife, we right now brainstorming on how can we be a part of this change? You know, so it's important to us, you know, because we want to be able to change lives all, you know, all the way across the world, not just.
Okay. Shout out to that. I could definitely understand that. We're going to move on to the next part of the situation. So, yeah, him and the lawyer, of course, you know, appeared. The lawyer says that the video footage has no standing. Okay, this is what Tyreek's lawyer is saying, that the video footage doesn't show what they're trying to portray in the statement that the union, the officers union, has to say, and things like that. We're going to go here. And let me see here. Do I want to play the actual footage that was released, or do I want to get to? Let's go here now, and let's see what Anton Daniels had to say. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to brother Anton, for real though. Shout out to brother Anton Daniels. You know, and if you haven't subscribed to brother Anton's Daniel channel, then you need to get over there and do so, man. Real talk. I really rock with brother Anton. Hold on here. Give me a hot second. Let me clear something. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Yeah. So, okay, we're diving off into this now. Let's go and see what brother Anton Daniels had to say about the whole situation, okay?
Again, breaking news on this opening weekend of the NFL season. One of the fastest men and high-profile players in the NFL is now on the field playing after he was pulled over by police and what's being called briefly detained this morning. A video showing officers putting Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill on the ground in handcuffs just steps away from the Hard Rock Stadium where he was heading to play in the team's home opener. The team says Hill was pulled over for a reported traffic incident. CNN's Don Riddell is here with more. Don, what do we know about what preceded that traffic stop and then what happened?
Well, we don't know much. I think what is absolutely clear, Fred, is that the biggest headline on the first full day of the new NFL season might well have been made face down on the pavement outside the stadium in Miami. These images are quite extraordinary when you consider the stature of Tyreek Hill and how he's regarded within the NFL and certainly within Miami. We understand from his agent that he was involved in a police stop. And let's just hear from the agent, Drew Rosenhaus, about what actually happened.
Apparently got a ticket for moving violation entering the stadium. How things escalated into the situation that they were in handcuffs and being held on the ground.
For me, speed is the ultimate strength. On the field and in my recovery, every second matters.
Sorry about that.
Struggling to me. I'm deeply concerned by that, very troubled. We will be looking into it. We will be investigating this. We will look out for Tyreek.
I don't get it. And you know me, I'm an advocate for police. I think that police are some of the most unappreciated servants of the public because their salaries are paid by the taxpayers. I haven't had any problems with Miami police, and I've lived down there for an extended period of time. I often visit down there. And I also know that each individual police officer is its own entity, meaning that we got to evaluate the officers themselves and not the entire organization. With that being said, unless he was being completely non-compliant, unless he had a suspended license or he was threatening the police or something, in which we do have to reserve judgment in its entirety. I mean, we can assume, and that's what we're doing right here, but we're going to play out every single scenario and then justify whether or not he should have been face down and laid down on his way into the game. Now, remember.
Okay, now before Anton gets dives any more deeper, I'm with Anton on supporting the police. I don't think we need to defund police officers. That sound crazy. That's just like saying defund firefighters or armed forces. That makes no sense. We need these individuals. But yes, though, we do have to understand that within every organization, I don't care whether it be the jobs or corporations, whatever, you're going to have people that are bad apples with inside that organization or company or whatever. It just makes sense because people are people and they're their own individual persons, basically, with what Anton had said. So yeah, it makes a difference. You have to evaluate the individual officer instead of the collective group, which makes total sense to me.
I'm going to default and say that the police officers were being overbearing, too aggressive, and you have to use your context clues. It's not just a black and white situation. Let's say hypothetically that he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to do. He was speeding or whatever like that, right? Let's say hypothetically he got a little bit more belligerent than he was supposed to. Does that constitute him being pulled out of the car and then handcuffed because your ego is bruised? Also, reading the room means that, okay, you know what? I realize this is Tyreek Hill. He's not really causing a disturbance or a nuisance. He may have been speeding. Who knows? It was a traffic infraction. More than likely, it was probably them looking at his car and realizing that he was who he was, or they wanted to see who it was. And so they was being nosy and they slowed him down from what he was doing, and then it escalated into something that was a little bit more aggressive. But I am not making sense of this thing in that I can justify them actually pulling him out of his car and putting him on the ground and handcuffing him. Like, why would you have to put him on the ground in order to handcuff him? Why wouldn't he be handcuffed if you just felt like it was a substance or it was a smell that you got or you seen something in his car that he wasn't supposed to have? Why wouldn't you just handcuff him? Why did he have to be on the ground? Why is it a humiliation tactic? And that-
Right. Now, to go with what Anton is saying as well, as far as seeing something inside the car that should not be there, substance or some type of smell, which, if there was marijuana in there, you can clearly smell that, things like that before you even walk to the vehicle. There was no smell, obviously, because the officer would have said something like that. Then on top of that, to just rip him out of the vehicle like that, like he was actually wanted. Like, this is a move when you pull somebody over that's actually wanted for something. I mean, let's just be honest here, okay? When somebody's wanted for something, 9 times out of 10, cops kind of get a little bit aggressive because they're wanted mainly for serious crime. So yeah, they would be a little bit more aggressive at that point to apprehend the suspect because they need to contain the situation. They don't know whether the suspect has weapons, anything like that. But at this point, for a simple traffic stop, this is crazy right here.
That's the problem that a lot of people have, which I don't believe, and it's hard to be able to advocate against doing stuff that people are talking about, because when there's one person, you got to remember there's tens of thousands and probably over 100,000 police officers throughout the United States of America that serve in different municipalities. And then you start to go into the other branches of it, like the state police, and then you go into the federal government and all of that stuff. So You can't just say, oh, okay, well, all police is bad. And that's the part that I hate about it. But when we evaluate this and we look at this picture right here, right? And you got 3 or 4 motorcycle cops that has him pulled over on the side of the road. He's in an exotic car. He steps away from Hard Rock Stadium. You know that he got to play on Sunday. And so now you go and embarrass him, or you make the situation more of what it is when it really ain't. And now you create a whole situation where now they got to, investigate. You're making it difficult for other police officers. Most police officers that you deal with, and I'm not even talking about on a Tyreek Hill level. If you're not doing nothing, you chill. Okay, you were speeding. They don't trip about it. They give you a ticket and they keep it moving.
Right.
And I do think that it's a certain way that you can prevent yourself from getting into certain situations, how you talk and how you walk or whatever, because, communication is an art. However, it doesn't give them, you got to let certain stuff slide. You got to read the room. Okay, the dude is on his way he ain't committing no crimes. It ain't no domestic violence. It ain't no, crime of passion or something like that. Come on, man. Let the dude move. Why you even want that level of visibility? Why not just build a good relationship and keep it moving? But no, they got to go ahead and cuff him on the ground. And, you got this motorcycle boots and stuff like that. Now you got everybody involved. It's a whole.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone.
It's crazy, though. And I'm going to show the body cam footage after this.
Even if you could do it, why would you do it? To make a scene.
So Rosenhaus, the agent, Fred, saying that his client was rattled, physically okay, but mentally distraught. And he really wanted to focus on the game, which Hill is currently playing in against Jacksonville right now. He's made caught 3 passes in the game so far. But clearly this story is just exploding. Within the last few minutes, Miami-Dade Police Department have released a statement. This is what they have to say. We are aware of the recent detainment of Miami Dolphins player Tyreek Hill by Miami-Dade Police Department officers. This is the director of the agency speaking. I have requested an immediate review of all details surrounding the incident, and we are also reviewing available body camera footage. We will provide updates as further information becomes available. They might, in the addition of body camera footage, might want to look at some of the passerby video footage, which we have already shown you one clip. I've seen another clip, which we haven't yet cleared for broadcast, which appears to show a police officer.
Now he got heat on him for no reason.
Right.
And he got to do a review, which I'm sure that he's going to be okay. But regardless, why even bring this level of visibility to yourself?
King Tyreek Hill.
Speaking about the police
he
officer.
was not on the ground at that point, but he appeared to be in handcuffs.
Sure we'll get the body cam.
This is a man who won the Super Bowl a few years ago with the Kansas City Chiefs. He was just beginning his 3rd season with the Miami Dolphins. Last season, statistically, he was the top receiver in the league. So an absolute megastar within the NFL. And this is a story we're going to be hearing a lot more about in the coming hours and days.
Again, I don't know why the police department or this police officer want to pull this level of visibility. All it does is add to the trope or add to the stereotype of how people already feel about the police. And then the other good police officers is thrown into the mix too. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all.
Yes, that's true. Shout out to Brother Anton. Listen, look, yeah. Get over there. Subscribe to Brother Anton Daniels' channel. Show him some love, for real, though. And that makes perfect sense. They're out here gaining a type of visibility. Those officers, those particular officers, that one officer that the lawyer said was overly aggressive, that kind of started this downhill situation, was overly aggressive for no reason. This is a simple fucking traffic stop. It's no need to gain that much attention and things like that. It's no need to pull that type of atmosphere for just a simple traffic stop. Now, whatever that officer was going through mentally, I think that the officer probably did have some mental issues. Maybe his wife cheated on him. Hell, we don't know. Sorry, but yeah, I said it. So we don't know. But here goes the footage here. We're going to dive off into the actual body cam footage, a little bit of it at least. And we're going to go here now. And this is when they were actually pulling up. Here we go. So there's 2 officers at first. Okay. Chips out here. If y'all remember the show Chips. I know my older guys do.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Or what? Why do you have it on?
Now, as you can clearly see, there's two other officers behind him. That's a lot of police just for a simple traffic stop. You know, and of course, he didn't know that Tyreek didn't have his seatbelt on till he rolled down the window. Because as you can clearly see with the tint on that car, ain't no way he could tell whether or not he had a seatbelt on.
Hey, keep your window down.
Now, see, this is the point right here that I talked about earlier. When you do this, this is immediately sending a sign to the officers that you're creating a barrier between them. When you get pulled over, I'm sorry, but this is the truth. When you get pulled over and the officer approaches your window, you let the window down and you keep the window down. Okay? You do not let that window back up. That's not what you do. Now, I get the point. If y'all, if you watching this, I get the point that Tyreek said earlier about he let the window back up because he didn't want people to drive by, take pictures and stuff like that. But at that particular moment, when you're dealing with police officers and knowing that some of the officers could possibly get out of line, could possibly make the wrong moves and things like that, you have to think about your safety first over your visibility at that point. And this is just facts. He should have kept the window down. It was not time to, think about the image. I get it. Everybody gets pulled over every once in a while, things like that. It happens to everybody pretty much. But this is a whole different scenario. It's not really clear the reason why these officers pulled him over. Maybe he was speeding, this and that. It's still unclear the reason why these officers pulled him over.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. Break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Okay, here we go. It's popping off. Let me rewind just a little bit. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to right about here. Okay, like I said, he should have kept the window down. Sorry, but this is just the truth.
Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. Break that freaking window. Get out of the car.
So the lawyer was right. He did say he'll break the freaking window.
Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of that don't you understand? Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting up, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? I'm getting up. You understand? Not for you, but when we tell you. You're a little confused. I'm getting out, bro. Too late. Too late.
You see them tattoos on that officer right there and stuff? I wonder if he's an ex-gang member or something like that. Let's just keep this real here. You do have officers that escape the life without any type of without anything on their records and stuff like that, that they never really got caught for anything and stuff like that, that changed their life due to the fact they know that the money financially, they could do better being a police officer, stuff like that. You do have ex-gang members that join the forces and shit out here. We got to speak upon these things, okay? We got to talk about this shit. We got to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust anybody with a bunch of tattoos all over the place, especially visible. You know what I'm saying? That's a clear sign. I don't care. I don't know. It could be whatever the religious, I don't know. But it don't matter to me. I don't trust all that crap. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, I don't care what it is. For real though, especially knowing, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna dive too deep. Let's just keep going.
All right, bro, take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro. We are. We will. Good, bro. It is good. Hey, don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying. Bro, y'all. Don't move. Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy. Set him up. Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we got there. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Hey, don't do, bro. Back up. Hey, come on.
It seems to me like these officers had some type of internal issues that they need to prove. Obviously, these are not African American officers here. These are Mexican, Cuban, maybe. I'm not sure, but it is Florida. It is filled with a lot of Latino aspect down there. I get it. You know, it's Florida. I get it. But, seems like these little dudes had a lot to prove out here, to not only to everybody else, but to themselves. You know, Oompa Loompa action out here.
Call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew. Call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing nothing. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
Take it back in the way.
Okay, let me speak upon this real quick. This is the thing here. That's a badass motherfucking Bentley, though. But this is the thing here, though. When you pull up this close, where am I at? 258. Okay, let's go back here. You see here? We're going to move forward. When you pulling up this close to a scene, because at this point right now, this is you could technically maybe call it a crime scene, but not a crime scene, but it's a detainment scene. Officers are on the scene, lights are on. Officers have total control of this situation right now. You cannot pull up like that. You can they can hit you with interfering with a police officer or interfering with a damn it, I can't think of the phrase that they use for that. But basically you're interfering. I'm just gonna keep it blunt with that. You're interfering. That's what that's gonna be.
I'm not doing nothing. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big
man.
man. Don't park there, man. Just get in the car.
Hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Right out the side, on the side of the
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car. You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey, you're in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car. All right, move. You gotta move right now.
Let me have your license. You're gonna have a ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna have a ticket. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your license. Your license right now. Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Hey,
the car.
you're not gonna give me your license? I'm leaving.
Let me have your license. Your license right now. Hey, your license.
Yeah, dude, officer dude right there looked like he had a lot to prove. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I told you, maybe his wife cheating on him or some shit. You know, seriously. Dude looked like he got a lot to prove. Let me see your lady. I wouldn't think your lady. Let me see your lady. You don't give me your license right now. I lock you up. I put you in handcuff. Let me see your license. I will see your license right now. Get back in the car. Get back in the car.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Let me see your license. Man, if you don't take your little Oompa Loompa looking ass on somewhere, bro, ain't you got some tacos to make or some shit, bro? You know what I'm saying, man? What the fuck is out here, man? This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. But I'm not saying that dude was in the right for pulling his car over like that. Like I said before, no, you're not supposed to technically do that. You are interfering. So, but I just know that this officer right here and maybe the other one, they had aggression issues. So they was already looking to do something anyway to somebody, regardless of whether it was Tyreek, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Regardless of whether it was him or this gentleman right here that we're seeing right here on the board right now, regardless of who it is, he was looking to do something to somebody. He got a lot of anger issues, low key.
Right now, or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now. Your license right now. You're dealing with me now. Your license right now. We're not playing this game here, man. What's man go, man? My license in my bag. Let me get my bag. Go get your license. Get my bag. Close that door.
I don't know, bro, but I'm sorry, but dude need to have his license on hand. Like, you got a shit ton of pockets on your pants, son. Put your license on? You supposed to keep that on you at all times. Now I get, hey, everybody move different, I guess. Nah, my license finna be on, my registration, all my stuff finna be near me at all times. I'm not finna have to reach into a bag to get certain things, especially not that.
Yo, Drew. Let me stand them up so I can take off this.
I'm going home. Send me up. I'm going home, bro. Fuck ass car, bro.
Come over here. Don't fall off the sidewalk.
No, bro. Then this dude here. Man, I'm already rich. I don't even.
Open your legs.
I didn't know. You see what he said? Open your legs.
Just let them lean forward a little.
Just go with the ring. Just go with the okay. You right. Appreciate it.
So I don't know who the gentleman is that Tyreek is talking to right here in the red shirt, but obviously he telling them some information. Tyreek agreeing with him, saying you're right. So obviously he's there to help. I'm not sure who that is. Okay.
Hey, thank you. Hold on, man. Appreciate it, bro. Hold on. Thank you. Okay. Nah, I'm not, bro. I'm finna go home, bro. Please stop. For a second. Go take your. Okay. Take a picture of that officer too. Don't worry, it will be. I'll be down. That's all I need. Do me a favor, just let me get it.
Okay. So we're going to keep it moving here, and we're going to go to the clip with Stephen A. And yes, man, this is ridiculous out here to, be treated like that right at the precipice of when you need to be going to play the game, things like that. And what Stephen A is talking to his Drew's agent. So we're going to go here now. We're going to chime in real quick. Hold on here. I'm just going to dive off into this. Let's go here now.
Yesterday was one of the most frustrating days of my 37 years as an agent. Stephen A, as an agent, you never dream you're going to get a call.
Okay, so this is the dude that showed up in the white shirt at the off the footage that I just showed y'all. This is the agent right here. Okay, cool.
Like I did from my client, Jonnu Smith, on the Dolphins, who calls me frantically saying, Drew, you got to get to the stadium right away. The cops are beating on Tyreek. They're choking him. They're hitting him. They have him on the ground in handcuffs. I was like, Jonnu, are you kidding me? Is this some kind of joke? How's this possible? And I rushed to the stadium. I immediately called the Dolphins and notified them and their security so they can go help out. And I get there, Tyreek's still in handcuffs. It was just mind-boggling. I spent quite a bit of time talking to Tyreek. He said, Drew, I give you my word. I didn't do anything to deserve that. They apparently stopped him en route to entering the stadium to play the game about 2 hours and maybe 20 minutes before game time. They gave him a ticket for reckless driving. And the video is just, it's appalling. This is Tyreek Hill. I mean, any human being shouldn't be treated this way for a traffic incident. They They put him in handcuffs. They had him on the ground. They had their knee on him. He was just trying to go to work. I mean, he's literally outside the stadium. You can see him in the background there in the video. And what are they doing to him? I mean, he wasn't fighting back, but by no means did he resist. This is completely abusive, unnecessary, scary. It was one of the low points of my career to see a client treated this way at his own stadium, much less.
Now, you said one of your clients, Janu, called you and told you that they were beating him, they were kicking him.
And that's the gentleman that was pulled up in the Rolls Royce truck that was on the phone right there talking about they got him on the ground, he being arrested. You know what I'm saying? All put together right there. This is the gentleman that he was calling, the agent right here, which is also by the end of the footage that we saw, he pulled up, and the gentleman that was in the white shirt that walked up, and Tyreek was talking to the other guy in the red, and he was in the white shirt.
And what have you. Once you got there and he was still in cuffs, first of all, what did you specifically see once you arrived?
Yeah. And this is crazy right here. Them little Oompa Loompas had a serious problem.
Once I got there, the Dolphins head of security, Drew Brooks, was there as well, and they took the cuffs off at approximately the same time that I.
So sorry to keep stopping, but I got to get this in. So I'm thinking that Drew Brooks was the gentleman in the red shirt that was talking to Tyreek at first. Then the agent, this gentleman right here, walked up. So I'm thinking that's who that was. Like I said, I didn't know who it was in the red shirt at first, but obviously that must have been the head of security.
I arrived. At that point, I was just working with Tyreek to just settle him down. He was so upset with the way they had treated him. He was so disturbed that, his family would be exposed to seeing him treated this way. His teammates, Calais Campbell and Jonnu Smith, were both there. The police were giving them a hard time. Both of those players were very upset, very distraught, told me they thought the force was excessive. It's just a sad situation to see an individual, forget that Tyreek's a player, but anybody, just for giving a citation for a moving violation who's clearly not a threat or fighting back, to be treated that way is just mind-boggling. And if I could just say, yeah, Tyreek is obviously driving a sports car. He's obviously black. They were white officers. I mean, it's just really sad in our society to see this type of treatment.
Definitely.
I don't know that they know whether he was Tyreek or not, but have some awareness that he's trying to get to the game and go to work.
Drew, let me ask you this question. You've been, obviously, you're a very influential, very powerful agent. You've been in the world of sports for so many years, like you said, 37 years and counting, for crying out loud. I would ask you this. You've also been based down there. You were smart enough to be based down there. There's a no state income tax state down there. You've been smart enough to be down there all of these years. You're obviously a very influential individual. When you showed up, did you say anything specifically to the officers? Did they say anything to you?
I was really focused on Tyreek. I said to the officers involved, what's going on here? And initially they were very rude to me as well. Initially didn't want to let me get to Tyreek. I said, look, I'm Tyreek's agent. I'm a lawyer as well. You're not going to stop me. It was just a shocking scenario to see our client treated in this capacity.
With that being said, where do you go from here? Because I know they say there's an investigation going on, but they did issue a statement saying that they felt Tyreek Hill was uncooperative, but one of the officers has been resigned to desk duty, I guess. Where do you go from here? What's your recourse from this point forward?
Well, I trust Tyreek. He said he wasn't uncooperative, but even if he was, explaining that he was trying to get to the game, trying to get into the stadium, explaining who he was, that doesn't lend itself to put a guy in cuffs and put him on the ground and hit him and put their knee on his back and Tyreek said they put him in a chokehold at one point. I mean, he wasn't resisting at all. Obviously, the citation was just for reckless driving. It is. Where do we go from here? Well, we're going to investigate. We're trying to get the footage from the body cams. Tyreek, what he says is gold as far as I'm concerned with the way he was treated. But we'll document everything. We'll get the evidence. And if it's warranted, we'll take legal action. We want to make sure this doesn't happen anymore.
Yo, a simple traffic violation turns into this. Yes, hey, listen, little Kiki, if you're still on, thank you for commenting down there. Shout out to you, okay? Shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? She says because it was crazy. Yes, this is a crazy, right? The crazy situation, things like that. It is very crazy that it's going down like this. This makes no sense for a simple traffic violation from what everybody's clearly saying. A simple traffic violation and you get pulled over and you get done like this. Now, like I did mention before, you know, at the same time too, letting his window back up, of course he shouldn't have done that. And things like that. Yes, there's creating the barrier between you and the police officer and things like that. That's what that is. You know, I've been pulled over plenty of times to know you don't do that. Once they come there, ask you to let your window down, you leave your window down. Now, I do also get what Tyreek had said about not wanting to have people roll up, taking pictures of him being pulled over, things like that. I get that. But at the same time, though, too, once you are in technically, and I've said this before on other videos I've done, things like that, when I do videos, especially body cam footage and stuff, once you are pulled over, you are technically in police custody. Technically. This is something that doesn't get said a lot, but a lot of people don't understand this because it doesn't get talked about a lot. When police pull you over, at that moment, you are technically in police custody. Whether you know it or not, you are. And when they ask you to comply to something, you need to comply as quickly as you can. You need to make sure that you don't try to start any waves and stuff like that. But in this particular situation, I really think and know that these officers, well, not all of them, but the one or two of them, I think, had a serious issue amongst themselves. They had issues amongst their own mindset that led them to, you know, kind of be in this situation right here and want to try to pull this type of visibility, you know, because after they ran this tag, and be honest with you, a lot of people don't know out here anymore because everybody doesn't keep up with police and things like that. They automatically know who you are before you pulled over. Low key, they had systems, certain imaging systems and things like that that runs your tag while they're riding behind you. It automatically runs your tag because they have cameras on the squad car as well. So it automatically runs your tag and lets them know who you are, what's going on, if you have anything on you, you know, as far as tickets or anything like that. Yeah, they can do that. So yeah, they knew who he was. They knew who he was before they even decided to pull him over, but they still decided to pull him over. So, okay, we're going to keep going here. And on this last segment right here I got for you guys, we're going to hear a officer. I think maybe a sheriff or something like that, and things like that. Who knows? But listen, look. Let's see. Okay, officer has ugly reaction to Tyreek Hill's traffic stop. Retired LAPD captain. Okay, he's a retired LAPD captain, and he's going to speak on what's happening here about how the treatment of Tyreek's arrest. Okay, let's go here now.
For more on this story is Jerry Rodriguez, retired captain for the LAPD and retired deputy commissioner for the Baltimore Police Department. Captain, good morning to you. You have 35 years of law enforcement under your belt. You've seen the body cam video yourself. Your take on this altercation.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. First, I will say that Mr. Hill could have cooperated and things hopefully would not have escalated. However, I am quite troubled with what I saw from certain officers This escalated quickly. I believe that there was very little to no situational awareness. They were right by the stadium. You see these individuals that you should have at least recognized as potential players. I think that the escalation was quick, and I believe unnecessary. It is also a terrible, terrible public media event and exposure for the department. We could have done better. We should have done better. I don't think this is the way they intended it to go. Oftentimes in my career, when officers feel that their orders, instructions, or directions are not being followed, they tend to react, and we saw an ugly reaction. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
An ugly reaction.
And what is the protocol? You know, you mentioned off the top that Tyreek Hill could have cooperated a little better. There's back and forth over the window being rolled back up. Hill didn't like the way that officer was knocking on it, but police did order him to keep it down. What is the protocol when a driver won't keep the window down after you've pulled them over? Should it have led to handcuffs?
No. We like to have the windows down, especially when they're tinted, because we like to be able to have a dialogue. We like to be able, for officer safety reasons, make sure that.
Basically what I just said. What I said the whole video. And this is a retired captain slash of LAPD and what she also said, Baltimore, maybe something like that. What did I say? Yes. Keep that damn window down, especially if it's super tinted like that. And I guarantee you, Tyreek had super tint, limo tint on his car. And I get it because of who he is. And he wants to be able to move around without people just instantly knowing that that's his car and stuff like that. I perfectly get it. It's perfectly understandable. It really is. But yeah, though, at that point, he should have kept the window down. You know, I guess the officer, like I said, he already was mad about something else. Technically, he really was. Regardless of whether we like the truth or not, he was already upset about something else, whatever that is. But yeah, he had a chip on his shoulder already anyway.
The individuals are not looking around, but this is where that situational awareness, I think, should have kicked in. They should have quickly realized that this is a football player. First night of games, he's going. We're just a short ways away from the stadium, and they should have.
Hold on here, because I'm seeing something else. Let's pay attention to this, guys. Who is this dude right here that got arrested? Who is this? Because this is not Tyreek. Who is this? Okay, this side of the footage hasn't been seen. Who is this? What's going on back here? Because this is a Tesla here. They're out here. Tyreek was in the McLaren. The other gentleman that was on the phone with the agent, he was in a Bentley in front of the McLaren. So who is this back here that's getting arrested? Okay, it's a lot more to this story than on the headlines here.
Of games, he's going. We're just a short ways away from the stadium, and they should have recognized that and handled it accordingly. There is no law that mandates that we have to keep the window down.
And what do you think is appropriate?
Oh, okay. There we go. There is no law mandating that you have to keep the window down. But from my angle is, where I'm coming from is to keep the window down, to keep the barrier, to not put up the barrier and things like that. That's my angle from it. You know, that's just me personally. You know, I never did say it was a law saying that. But the thing of this is, yes, you having that window roll back up, that will incite the hell out of a police officer. That will make them think that you're disrespecting.
Appropriate repercussion or consequence for the officer and officers involved here?
You know, that's a great question, and I'll tell you why it's not a simple answer. Clearly,
I go to chokehold.
Clearly, even what we saw there, you have to question whether that's necessary. If Mr. Hill was injured, could that have further caused injury? The problem is there's a lot of things you look at when you assign penalty, and that's what you're talking about. If they're sustained for this, there's prior complaint history, work history, and then you have to look at all of the officers there. I saw different actions from different officers. I don't believe that they were all equally culpable in the use of force. There has to be a long investigation. You have a personnel complaint, you have a use of force. Force was used, and sometimes if there's an allegation that force was excessive, unnecessary, that could have a prima facie criminal allegation. I'm sure the department will look into that. Ultimately, he was released.
Yeah, I know you said the main officer looked to be way too emotionally involved here. And I think Tyreek Hill made a good point to the media after the game, right? He said, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? What if this had, been any other regular person who had been pulled over without celebrity status? Who knows? Jerry Rodriguez, thank you so much for breaking this one down for us. I'm sad we have to do it in the first place.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. Yes. This was wild and highly disrespectful and highly unnecessary. Shout out to Tyreek for surviving that encounter. And obviously, and also, matter of fact, shout out to Miami Dolphins for winning the game that day. Hold on. Shout out to the Dolphins for winning the game that day. What I got here we go, right here. They won it 20-17. So shout out to the Miami Dolphins for winning the game that day. Obviously, he used that energy and that disrespect that happened to him. He used it for fuel. They won the game. Everything turned out pretty good. But it's sad to see that you have to go through things like this in life and stuff. And like I say, I guarantee you, they probably knew who he was the moment that they were, pulling him over, because, definitely do the software, stuff like that. They do have the software to read your registration on your tag before they even decide to pull you over. So, yeah, man, it's crazy out here. This is wild. I guarantee it's ongoing. And what I saw in that last little bit, the other person that got put in handcuffs, I don't know who that was and things like that. But yeah, though, man, this is wild right here. This is wild and highly disrespectful. But it is what it is, though, man. Hey, shout out to all my subscribers out there. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.